We continue, Srila Dev-Goswami Maharaj. One student asking the question, you have given such a high standard, a pure standard for us to follow. Maharaj says, if you feel that, then I think you are fortunate. And if I can know, if I am able to sincerely know such things, to have a touch of such type of high and divine knowledge, if I am able to receive all these things of such a standard from my Guru Maharaj, then I consider myself as fortunate, also fortunate, very fortunate. In Manu Samhita is given the answer to the question, what is Dharma? Dharma means religion or duty. Idabhi sividhasadbhi nityam vadvesha ragibihi idayena abhyanyato yodharmas dharmastam nimodata. Those who are well versed in revealed scriptures, they know and they serve the real Dharma, real religion. And what should be the symptoms of those sadhus? They are established in revealed truth. They themselves are proved by the true sadhus. Then who is a sadhu? That is told in this verse, Advesha Ragibhi, who has got no sympathy for or apathy, aversion to all the achievements we are in the midst of in this world. What is the meaning of this? He is either attached nor detached to anything. He is just neutral. He can see things as they are. Because if we get an idea of this is good and this is bad, then we already took a side of one party. So you can understand everything very perfectly. How? This must be a symptom of the sadhu. They can know, and from them we may know what is dharma, religion. Also, hridayena yanu gyato, the evidence of the heart will approve from its innermost quarter. Yes, here I am getting satisfaction. That is also evidence, proof of the real standard of dharma or of religion. Their heart's response, yes, this is what I am searching for. I am searching for such things. The heart will say this from within. Maharaj advises, Na devitu svadagatim hi vishnum durasaya ye bahira dharmanina nindara dandhai upanyamanas tipishadantriyam urudem nibadaha. From Bhagavatam. He says that we are making too much of the covering of reality. We are devoting our minds to the external coating, Bahir Arata Monina. We are devoting our minds to the external coating, but we do not dive deep into the eternal substance. So we are focused on the external forms and external world of this. Too much, so we cannot see. We have to go dive deep in the eternal substance. If only we were to dive deep into reality, there we would find Vishnu. The most peaceful substance is within, but it is covered. Just as milk is covered by cream, and we are making much of that cover. The real substance is within, just as fruit is covered by its skin. What we experience at present is the cover, the skin, and we are making much of that, ignoring the very substance which the cover is protecting. We ignoring the very substance which the cover is protecting. So when we get these things from our Gurudev and from Mahaprabhu, we think, oh yes, these are heart-satisfying things. And we will find such things through progressively eliminating the external things, eliminating them all. Progress means this process of elimination, on and acceptance, elimination of the lower and acceptance of the higher. It is progressive and dynamic. At each stage of our progress, we will find, yes, this is what I am really searching for. Further and further, progressively. This is what all living beings run for. Don't think that not me. This you should know. This is like dying, like taking birth, like getting old. We all look for the same thing. We look for enjoyment on different places, on different forms of this external world. This is our mistake. We try to find it with these eyes, with this touch, with the smell, with taste, by hearing, mundane sound. We try to find this happiness here, but it will not work. So one gets wise, one gets a sadhu when one realizes this. This is not the way how you can become peaceful and how do you become happy. Real happiness we have not experienced. Real happiness means there's no hunting and no pushing. We are always pushed by the external world, remembering and pushing us to enjoy. This being a devotee, it's just an external covering. It is not real. But we have to see who I am really. I want to enjoy this material world, or I want the real thing. What is the real thing? Vishnu? Or I have to find myself, who I am. There is no, all these things are gone. They have no meaning to us, all these external things. students ask one question: was it here in this area in Kulia that Jagai and Madhu were forgiven? The typical beginning question. He speaks such high topics, and they want just like no, so many. They want to know that Jagannath was this here. I mean, he did not understand anything what he said. He just he jumped to the Jagannath. It must be in harmony with what he says. Then it is a question. Srila Maharaj says, no, that was on the other side of Ganges. Some say that Jagannath were absorbed just near here at Haritola. But we have to understand from Bhaktivinoda Thakur that it was on the other side, in Mayapur. Then he finished. Gaur Hari Bol. Any question or any? So spirit body that they are the guards of this temple standing outside, left and right side, Jagai and Madhai. In reality, they are Jai and Vijay. They are coming from the spiritual world here. They're just for the entertainment of the Lord Vishnu. When he wants to fight, he's not fighting with us, idiots, fools. What should you fight with us? No. It's like this. No, these are his personal associates. He arranged things so that they come and they become enemies here. But they are realized souls. They are eternal associates of the Lord. Hiranyakashipu was one of, in the form of bird, Jagai. He was completely realized soul, but the only thing was, I want to become him. I must kill him, then I can become God. And this Hiranyakashipu is living in our heart also. I want to become the enjoyer, the controller, the everything. So, but there's one person who is he says that he is the controller, so I must kill him. He becomes the enemy of the Lord. So, and in this way the Lord showed that this Hiranyakashipu is a story in the Srimad Bhagavatam, but it is a story, it is something what is in every universe he appears. A universe means everybody of us live in his own universe. We are thinking, we have different desires, we see things different than another one, the same thing. So, and they decked his pure devotee and the singer in a form, Vishnu in the form of Vishnu, of another singer, half lion, half man. He killed him. But this is the pastime. This is going on because there's nothing except Vishnu. So also Jagan and Madai, they are part of Vishnu. And we are also part of Vishnu. So we cannot act separately. We think we have individually the freedom to decide, but actually we are not. What is a man when a nice lady walking in the street and a nice lady passes? Immediately start calculation. First I want to just enjoy it, then comes, then I have to have money, because then it starts the whole thing. There are not many who are free from this material attachment. This is how the material world works. Illusion, Maya. Except Jagan Mata problems, we have read something else before. Jagan Mata was just 7-8 lines topic. But it's very interesting. You should think about it. You should find your Jagai and Madai in your heart. Our freedom is covered by so many conditions. This is the thing. So Srila Maharaj says, Krishna is so wonderful. In the example of Vaman Avatar, it is told of his wonderful stride. Abutkrama. With one stride he covered the whole earth. With the next he captured the whole heaven. He then needed a place to put his third step. But where? He is a Bhutkrama. He, a wonderful stride. All his steps are wonderful. He is wonder personified. The source of all wonder to our tiny brain. He was a dwarf, but with 3 steps he covered the whole universe. So how did he do this? I have not yet found it out. The source of all wonder to our tiny brain. He is here, he is also everywhere. With his full representation, he is everywhere. And yet he is nowhere. Everything is in him. And nothing is in him. Krishna says to Arjuna, try to understand my peculiar position. He is the mystery of all mysteries. Even our own soul is astonishing to our worldly experience. There's a Bhagavad Gita shloka, Ascharyavat vasyati kaschit enam. Ascharyavat vadati radaiva janya. Ascharyavat jaiman anya Shrinoti Shuptva Vyanam Veda Na Jaiva Kaschit. We do not even know the extraordinary nature of our own self. It is of a very high order. But our attention is focused towards so many mortal things. We have been introduced to and captured by the meanest aspect of this world. This is the consequence of the mood of enjoyment. So we want to enjoy, we want to exploit. A good exploiter is a king to us. But exploitation in itself is degrading, very mean and low. It takes us to the lowest position and makes us victims of a great reaction. So exploitation and enjoyment, we are in the midst of them. We do not know anything, cannot think of anything but enjoyment. Even all the yogis, all different kinds of yogas, they are all exploiting, and they are all, even all the religions, they are just practiced because we want to enjoy. Because I, my. This is the purpose of all why we are here. We want to enjoy. We cannot think of anything but enjoyment. We want to understand anything and everything in terms of enjoyment. So even devotees who live in temple, and the great yogis, what they want mystic power to enjoy, to have power. They want karma yogis, they want to worship, go to the temple and beg for money, lady, family, health. And jnanis, they have realized they want to be free from everything. They want comfortably take a deep sleep into nothingness because they are afraid with everything in this world. They also want to enjoy. They also do this for themselves. So all kind of yogas, except Bhakti. Bhakti, a real sadhu, real bhakta, doesn't care for anything for himself. He is just interested to please the Lord. And such a mentality is not easily attained. Because we live in the world where everybody wants to enjoy jhana and everything else. Cost whatever. We are in such a filthy, degraded position. Only enjoyment. That is exploitation. But to exploit is the meanest type of nature. It is hateful, and we must get out of the clutches of that ghost of exploitation. There's another ghost, renunciation. They think they have to live sleep on the floor or live alone somewhere, or fasting or doing this and that. There's another ghost, renunciation, idleness. But the noble thing is dedication. The real thing is dedication, a dedicated life. There are two ghosts, one of renunciation and the other of exploitation. We have to get out of that nightmare, that mania, which is based on our tendency to measure things, to be good or bad. In exploitation, there is division into regular and irregular, or dharma and adharma. and then there's renunciation. So in karma, yoga, or in exploitation, there are two divisions: regular, irregular, or dharma, adharma. Some activities are religious activities, they create positive karma. And adharma means non-religious activities, means sinful activities. They create the bad karma. So our life is formed by our past activities. We should not question when some good things come. This is not because I am so good. And I should also not be disturbed when some bad things come into our life, because this is also what I had, it is my creation. Yes. I exploit it. And then there is renunciation. Renunciation means when you go many lifetimes, you want to get free from all these things, from dharma and adharma. You want to have moksha. You want to be free from this material ignorance or dhammaguna. So but it is also a demon, because still I am in the center. For I want to enjoy in a different way, to have just peace and sleep, no dreaming, no nothing. So many great stalwarts of that conception recommend a complete cessation of the dynamic life. A dead stop, but that should not be the prospect of any conscious man. A dead stop of life is that any goal of life for the saner section is that any goal of life for the saner section, or is there any goal for the normal people who are sane? Because the other things are all insane. There will be no satisfaction attained automatically. A life of nobility, a life of dedication, not ordinary dedication for the environment, but for the highest good, the highest form of life. In the lower stage, dedication is calculated. In the highest stage, spontaneous, automatic, dynamically, incalculable, instantaneous flow means spontaneous. One comes to this level when one dedicates or surrenders to the highest good. Highest good means where we are coming from, Supreme Lord, Vishnu or Krishna. So real joy is there. Joy resides there in quality and quantity. In every way, real life is there. Life is there, and here it is casting the worst shadow, a perverted reflection. Yet we are told, Uttaret Atmanatmanam, the key is in our hand. The freedom by which we can associate with anything good or bad and reap the accorded result is in our hand. So we can decide freely what way we are choosing. This makes us also, puts us in a great illusion. Who is free in this material world to decide what to do? Very limited. very limited, because we are prisoners of Maya, illusion. We have to pay the price of our past activities. So, if you want to get out from your past, you really have to break out, It is not a morning walk or something. No, it is, you really have to step out, and this is painful, and we hate pain. We're looking for pleasure, and what is there? But if you want the real thing, you have to pay the price. If you want to market Krishna or market God or market heaven, then you can get cheap, for cheap price. But you will not get the real thing. How is it so? We are barged for freedom, and yet the key is in our hand. Ultimately, we are told that the key is in our own hand. No one else is to be blamed for our present condition. We like to do this. When something is bad, we always point on others. We always look for there's someone has, because her, or always we find some reason. You see the whole world. When something happens, immediately they start to find out who is the guilty one, why. This is material. They do not understand. This life came to an end, and he has to go in whatever way. We have no influence in these things. Now they try to root out this disease, corona, but they cannot control it. Now they do the same thing as before, but now it's completely going down. It will naturally, it will be finished one day, And now they say, because we put mask and everybody got the vaccine and whatever they do. So we did it. We saved the humanity. How foolish. What can they do? A small earthquake in Vienna, and the whole city is finished. You think this will never happen? Why not? It happens. Everything can happen. But there's always the possibility of noble help being extended to us, and we must accept that. Our past actions also influence us a great deal, whether they were good, bad, or of eternal aspiration. Sukriti, it's called. But ultimately, the possibility of free action is not taken away from us at any stage, even if we are reduced to the level of taking birth as a tree. There also the freedom is within. It is hard to think that the tree has got independence, free will, but it is there. In a suppressed state, freedom is within us. Also, we may try as far as possible to understand how it is so. Because our freedom is covered by so many conditions, we may think that we are not free, that we are forced by circumstances. It may seem so. Still we are free for our selection of any part, good or bad. Our existence is very small, and so our freedom is also small and meager. But it is there, though almost negligible. Still it is. It exists. Anything to say on this? Truth is truth. If you can argue on this, then you must be very expert. You can argue like a fool, of course. But this will not help you. We are not. This is the law of nature. And this is, since thousands of years, it's given to one realized soul, or saint, sadhu, to another. And it is still realized up to now. And what we have, what is this? We have the free will to decide what way I choose. Very meager, because we are also guided by our past activities. So you can say, now I want to dedicate my life. The wish may be there. But Maya is, as you put on the how you say? Shackles, yes. You're bound. You're bound by the shackles. And you try to externally to be, yes, I'm such a good devotee. But I cannot even the simplest organs or sense enjoyment. I cannot control. I am not able to. I still have taste for enjoyment. Enjoy. This is our disease. This is the disease of this material world. So, as a sannyasi, one must speak like this, because he has to cut the knot in our heart, that we can expand our knowledge, we can see more, go further. Otherwise we live in a very small universe, just running like sheep in a herd. One is the leader and everybody runs after him. Newspapers, leaders, whoever.